Okay, here we are back again with more Dragon Age Inquisition, and I'm in this area right now, in the Undercroft, just for the moment because I think there's a thing here that I haven't read yet, and I wanted to do that. Oh, this is Hard in Hightown Chapter 6. Well, I'll do that probably in like a bonus episode or something. I've said this before, but like the Hard in Hightown stuff, you kind of want to read that in order. And sort of all together once you found all of them, so I'll probably do that, like, closer to the end. I really do need to do a bonus episode of some kind. Highlight reel, a few codex entry reading things, whatever. I have some stuff that I've recorded that, like, is probably not enough to make a whole episode out of, but that would just be, like, snippets for a highlight reel. But I need to get some more. Anyway... So we finished, Here Lies the Abyss, and, now, what we're looking at here is a bunch of new decor. The Great Hall in Haven has vastly improved since, we returned from Adamant, and I've also changed the decor a little bit. So now, this is the, Chantry decor, so now it looks more like a chantry. And the banners are the chantry banners too. I feel like it's probably appropriate to do that here. Given, I mean, okay, technically the Inquisition isn't part of the chantry, but most people assume it is, so might as well use that to my advantage, right? Right. So anyway, the first thing I'm going to do in this episode is the war table, and then I'm going to talk to people, because talking to people is always good. I haven't talked to, since we just, got back from a major plot mission, it's probably a good idea to talk to people. And I'm sure they'll have a lot to say about things. Like what I did with the wardens and stuff, and who I saved and didn't save. But first, war table. Ah, yes, another perk. Goodness gracious. I need extra XP. I don't really need the unseating thing. Focus is good. True Grit can be good. More healing potions could be good. I don't really necessarily need money or even resources. Another inventory increase could be helpful. But I think True Grit is probably a good one to do. 10% to all defenses, for everybody in my party. That's pretty nice. Especially when playing on harder difficulties. What do we got here? Deal with the angry Varghests. It's done. The roads are safe. Haven't seen a Varghest in some time. Griffin Wing will keep growing. Rylan. So yeah, we killed the Varghests. Liliana didn't want me to kill the Varghests, but you know what? Sorry. I've already killed a bunch of them, so... the magic used in Redcliffe, Inquisitor. Here are the results of my research. I trust they're satisfactory. Your spymaster said she might let me stroll around without my shackles if they please you, but sing no false praise on my account. Gary and Alexius. Alright, cool. Got a cooldown amulet from that. And now, since I finished another major plot mission, I've got even more war table missions to do. Locate the missing seekers. For a time, finding the missing seekers seemed to be impossible. Early indications pointed to these men and women heading, one at a time, into Ferelden, but here their trail went cold. A chance rumor regarding Ban Loren, a Ferelden nobleman who had not been heard from for months, led Inquisition agents to investigate Caer Oswin, and they too went silent. These events are connected, and it seems this is where the missing seekers will be found. Alright. Let's outfit our crew here. A hastily scribbled letter from the quartermaster. While I would never question the wisdom of the Inquisitor in such a contentious time, if we are to insist on relying on mercenaries acting in our names, I mean, Bull's Chargers are already a mercenary band acting in our names, so why not? I would ask that they represent us properly. We can't be seen to employ the poorly equipped in the Inquisition. More exactly, I cannot. I humbly request permission to outfit the crew Sutherland leads, Sir Morris. Right, so, yeah, everybody has suggestions, but I mean, Cullen's got a point, you know, they're fighting for me, they should probably be well armored, so let's get them some good armor. Let's see. Dwarven slaves in Venatori hands. Serpent of Navarra. Inquisition agents have uncovered a potential problem in the nation of Navarra. A Tevinter mage by the name of Varelius has recently been noted in the company of King Marcus, and rumors comment on how strange it is for a new advisor to be so closely heeded. There is evidence to indicate Varelius is a member of the Venatori. Having the Navarran king under their sway would give the cult a great deal of power and hinder the Inquisition's ability to operate in the north. Okay. Josephine says, we should tell King Marcus what his advisor truly is. Convince him to see the light. Well, I mean, that might be difficult to do if he's already well into the clutches of this guy. Liliana says, send an agent to eliminate the advisor, as well as his supporters, by any means necessary. I mean, extreme, but a possibility. Cullen says, wait for this advisor to leave the capital, then send a force to ambush and capture him. I think Cullen's probably got the right idea there. I'm going to let Cullen do that. Stop war between Navarra and Tevinter. Both Tevinter and Navarra were fighting against Venatori entrenched along their border. The battle showed no signs of abating until the Inquisition sent soldiers who pulled victory out of a seemingly insurmountable defeat. Both sides have attempted to claim this portion of land in the past, and both are attempting to do so again. Only the presence of our soldiers prevents them from beginning a war. We cannot allow this to happen. For the moment, each side is grateful enough to listen to our advice, and we must convince them to send their armies home. I will press on both sides, call upon all favors to do this. Ambassador Montilier. Okay. I fear the situation between Navarra and Tevinter will deteriorate. We must be persuasive, decisive, and swift. All right.
Let us begin.
Do it, my lady. Do it. Let's look at... Investigate Lord Enzo of Antiva. A report from Antiva delivered to Liliana. The Venatori are smuggling red lyrium into Antiva, but thus far they have evaded our grasp. We believe Lord Enzo of Rialto is assisting them. Enzo is clever, well-liked, and has relations among Antivan royalty. If we approach him without proof, he will bury his tracks and turn his allies against us. We must handle this carefully. Mason. Josephine says, I have a cousin in Rialto. If she threw a soiree and invited Lord Enzo, his house would be clear for Liliana's agents. Okay. Liliana says, Lord Enzo attends the theater on the same night each week. His home is empty, save a few servants during that time. My agents could pay a visit. I mean, okay, I think Liliana's got this. Like, Josephine definitely has connections in Antiva. She is Antivan, after all. But, Liliana knows her stuff, so... she can handle it. Right? Right. Okay. Now it's time to talk to people. We'll see how many people I can actually get to in one episode. They sometimes have a lot to say, so... I mean, we're here, so I'll probably just go ahead and start with Josephine. Might as well. There's no reason to skip her and come back later or anything.
What did the seeker say? Lady Cassandra feels her connections with the Navarran court wouldn't be of use, my lady. Of course she does.
Yeah, well, you know, that's Cassandra for you.
And what else did Lady Forsythia say? That she'd rather drown herself than help the Inquisition.
Anything else?
She said she'd have us flogged alive if we allied with her brother.
That does sound like her.
Flogged alive.
Cheer up, Josie.
You mean
We at least have her attention.
You always do find the brighter side of things.
She must have mean flayed alive, because, I mean, yeah, if you're going to be flogged, you're always alive
We are
being
in the
flogged.
midst of cementing an alliance with Lady Forsythia of Navarra, your worship. It's become a somewhat delicate task.
Yeah, her threat makes no sense.
She'll have us flogged alive.
I believe she meant flayed alive. Her ladyship tends to confuse metaphors when she's excitable.
Uh-huh.
I dissuaded her from sending soldiers when she learned we'd struck an accord with a brother she's feuding with. Lady Forsythia simply employs a colorful manner of speech.
That's putting it mildly.
You're rather good-natured about threats of death and dismemberment.
They are chiefly bluster, Inquisitor. Most of them. But I confess I do miss my staff from the embassy in Antiva. It was always useful to discuss the day's visitors with them.
Well, you can always talk to them. Talk to me about them. Nadia probably knows a fair amount of the people that Josephine is dealing with, or at least by reputation. She is a noble herself, of course. Her family is relatively well connected, so. But yeah, I mean, even so, like, regardless, you can always talk to me about
I
it.
have time if you'd like to review things with me.
I wouldn't wish to impose.
If it were imposing, I wouldn't have offered.
Well, I admit there are a few potential alliances it would be good to discuss. Right on the parlor floor, in front of everyone at the soiree. Who does such a thing in front of their guests?
The Duke of Kellington, apparently.
And then there's Cole's lurking. It frightens our guests half to death. Lord Gennard still won't respond to our letters. And Sarah, can she not find a single overshirt with that mustard taint on it? Then there's Dorian. The man refuses to take anything seriously unless it suits its whim. Not to mention... Oh goodness. Have we been here an hour already?
I didn't even think about it.
It went by so quickly, I didn't even notice.
You're far too polite.
No, I'm not.
I didn't intend to go on for so long. You must think me quite the gossip.
I mean, I think you're invaluable, and also I think you need a break.
You've been working continually since I met you, Josephine.
And that can't stop. I must be going. But I leave feeling less troubled than I have in weeks.
Well, good. I'm glad we're friends. I'm glad she thinks she can talk to me about these things, and of course now I'm back in my room. But that's okay. It's not really that far from where I started it anyway, so... It's all good. I have a nice new Orlesian bed, too. Anyway. Let's, talk to somebody else. Maybe Varric? Varric is probably next on the list. Since he's right over here. I'm sure he's pleased that Hawk came out of that alive.
I knew Stroud, you know, not well. He saved Hawk's little brother from the Blight.
Yeah.
Not many people knew who he was, but the man was a hero when it mattered. He wasn't the first good man to fall to Corypheus. He won't be the last. This story's no good for heroes.
You never know. We heroes might make it.
Some of us heroes will make it. We're just too amazing to die.
Huh. If we're both still standing at the end of all this, I'll buy the drinks. Hawk asked me to tell everyone back in Kirkwall where she's going. Fenris needs to know. Maker, I'm glad I won't be doing this in person.
At least you don't have to
write some letters. Excuse me.
You sure? I mean, at least you don't have to tell Fenris that Hawk is dead, because that would be bad. That would be really shitty. Yikes, that would be bad. Anyway. Hi.
I cannot believe the Grey Wardens could even conceive of such a plan. To seek out these old gods deliberately. in some bizarre attempt to preempt the Blight.
Yeah, don't forget the demons.
And calling the army of demons. That's my favorite part.
The demons are nothing. They're a tool.
A tool that would have let Corypheus ride roughshod over most of Orlais.
Even if they hadn't, the entire idea is wrong. The Blight is not something one smugly outsmarts. Forgive me. The entire idea is unnerving.
Okay. Solus, I've never quite managed to figure out what Solus's deal is with the Grey Wardens. I know I can kind of figure some. I can kind of think of some of it. Like, I can get some of it, but not all of it. I've never quite been able to figure out all of it. All right, let's talk to, and this is me saying that with full, you know, with having played the game quite a bit. I know, spoiler, and all of that. Even given all of that, I still am not entirely sure what is up with Solus and the Grey Wardens entirely. Like I said, I can understand some of it, but some of it is so like, really? What? Anyway, Dorian.
You have remarkably little here on early to Vinter history.
Do I?
All these gifts to the Inquisition, and the best they can do is the Malefica Imperio. Trite propaganda. But if you want 20 volumes on whether Divine Galatea took a shit on Sunday, this is evidently the place to find it.
Such a critic.
And that's the Dorian I know, critiquing every book in my library.
I wouldn't have to, if you could find some rebellious heretic archivist to join the cause.
Are there rebellious archivists? Other than you, that
I was
is.
gonna say, aren't you one?
If Corypheus ever starts burning masterworks of literature, I'm sure a few will pop up.
Probably.
Did I see something by Genitivi here? I could have sworn.
We probably have his entire...
What is this about, Dorian?
When everyone returned, they told us about your tumble into the abyssal rift.
Ah, that.
You went into the Fade. Physically went in.
Yes.
Are you... all right?
Oh, honey. Yeah, I mean, I think she's upset that she had to leave Stroud behind. She's okay, personally. Like, she's physically fine, but she's upset that she had to leave somebody behind.
Stroud is gone.
The Fade is an ordeal under normal circumstances. To be the only real thing there, beyond description. That you made it out at all is a miracle. You do realize this feat hasn't been performed in over 1,000 years.
He worried about me.
Corypheus and his contemporaries entered the Fade and began the Blights. In comparison.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of wish, like, I think Nadia does wish she brought Dorian with her.
It would have been easier if you'd been with me.
Without question. But I'm rather glad I wasn't.
No sense of adventure? That's surprising.
I've not your talent for survival. And not everyone is as discerning as I.
True.
If you can walk in the Fade, others will try to follow. Who knows what secrets Corypheus has revealed? Not all of them will be as lucky as you. What they could unleash. My advice? Keep this quiet. Let them speculate. Too many will see this as a challenge.
You're probably right, as usual.
That's a good idea.
There are enough idiots in the world who think if they just use enough blood magic, their problems will vanish.
Yeah.
It's exactly the sort of thing I want to stop back home. This I don't need. What I do need is a copy of the Liberalum. I'll wager I can find Corypheus' real name. If I can prove he was a grasping ankle-biter with no family to speak of, the luster would come right off. Wish me luck.
Good luck. Also, I appreciate that Dorian does seem to be genuinely concerned about the fact that Nadia just went into the Fade physically. Oh, poor guy.
Far be it for me to suggest a training adjustment.
Let's talk to Vivian.
You walked physically through the Fade. Please tell me what you remember.
yeah, I mean, I saw the Divine and my past.
I had visions. Echoes of what happened to me the first time. The Divine was there, or something like her.
Manifestations of your own mind, perhaps? Or external memories awakened by your presence? I suppose there's no way to tell. No one else has physically entered the Fade since the Magisters assaulted the Golden City.
Indeed.
I'm positively envious right now.
Mm-hmm. Thanks, Viv. I like how all the mages in your party are like, oh my god, I'm so jelly. Dorian expresses actual concern, of course, too, but it's funny that they're all basically like, oh my god, I'm so jealous.
Inquisitor. I have been thinking. You remember everything now, yes? The explosion at Haven, the Fade, escaping the breach. In your report, you said Justinia was with you. But only you emerged in the end. Why? Why were you the only survivor?
Because she saved me.
She knew it was either her or me. And she wanted me to live.
Of course. Of course she did. That's just like her. Her message to me. I failed you too. I'm not sure I understand what that means. Did you say anything else? Anything at all? Please, if you remember.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but no, that's literally all she said.
I'm sorry, Liliana. That was it.
There are no answers in the Fade. Only illusions. A warped mirror. Justinia has never failed me. I was her left hand. Now she's dead. I failed her.
I don't think she would have seen it that way. I don't think she would have seen it that way. I'm trying to decide who I should talk to next. That's always fun. Blackwall. Blackwall's gonna be next, I think. Hello, sir.
Someone I knew once described Adamant to me. Adamant is, and always will be, the Order, he said. A guardian on the edge of the abyss. The lone soul that stares into oblivion and doesn't waver. That's what Warden Commander Clarel tried to be. Well, they all tried to be. None of the Wardens we saw wavered. They gave their lives willingly. They died for us. And Corypheus twisted their sacrifice to make it his own.
Yep. We stopped it.
We stopped him. We saved most of the Wardens.
But not all of them. And they died thinking they were doing something good. There's no one to blame but Corypheus. Even Clarel's intentions were righteous. Her desire to protect was so great it led her astray. It's not right. To want to do good, to be good, and have that turned against you.
Well, we can still try, right?
At the end of the day, I guess all we can do is try. And hope for the best.
You're right. What matters is that we never give up. Clarel made mistakes, but she was a great woman. And she died a great woman. It's not the armor or the trappings of the Order. It's not the joining. At the heart of it, all a Warden is a promise. To protect others, even at the cost of your own life.
In theory, anyway. Yeah. Okay. I'm...
Corypheus. He's a hammer, smashing everything.
The Conclave, Haven, Adamant.
That's why we have walls.
We had walls before.
Not like this. Haven wasn't anything like this.
Fair point. I am totally saving Cullen for last. If you haven't noticed. Cassandra?
Writing does not come naturally to me, as I'm certain you can imagine.
You're competing with Varric now?
Trying to outdo Varric's next literary masterpiece?
I haven't his talent for blather. As if written by a dim-witted child. Historians will one day ask what happened at Adamant Fortress, in the Fade. I wasn't there, but others were. Their accounts must be recorded.
Hmm. You've got a point. But just be careful because, you know, especially after Dorian pointed out, you know, the more people who know that I went back into the Fade physically, the more will try to do it themselves and make a big mess of it. So just be careful.
Fair enough. Just be careful what you write.
Do not be concerned. I am a poor writer, but not unaware of the weight my words might carry.
She has that look on her face. She's gonna ask me something deep.
I still don't know what to say about the spirit of the divine. The Chantry teaches us that the souls of the dead pass through the Fade, so it could have been her. Yet even so...
You think it's possible?
Do you really think it might have been her? A ghost?
A ghost. A remnant of her hopes and memories. Her lingering will to do good. Those things are all possible. Nobody knows for certain what happens after we die. A spirit could have assumed her form, but why? It helped you, as Justinia herself would have.
Yeah, maybe it doesn't matter.
Perhaps it doesn't matter what she really was then.
It matters to me, to what I must write. I wish I'd seen her, seen it. I feel so inadequate trying to interpret.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I don't know the truth any more than you do.
Sadly, unanswered questions make for poor reading.
But if you want to write the truth down, you have to write the truth down.
When they told me you were physically in the Fade, I was terrified for you.
Oh.
The last time such a thing happened, we created Darkspawn.
Yeah.
We created Corypheus.
So they say.
The world needs to know the truth this time. No more legends lost to the ages.
Exactly, which is why I think it's probably for the best to leave that ambiguity in there about whether we were actually dealing with the divine or some kind of spirit or something. Because, like, yeah, I mean, that is the truth, is that we just don't know. And I think that's probably... Iron Bull has something for me. Like, that's... So, like, yeah, if you want people to know the truth, that is the truth. The truth is, we just don't know. And that's okay. Like, it's okay to not know everything. You don't have to have all the answers. Krem.
Commander Cullen did good work at Adamant.
He did,
Fixed
yes.
Those walls like he'd done it a dozen times.
Right?
Nice job with the demons, by the way.
Thanks. Got anything else like
Can
we
you
can use
think
this
of any
for?
other tasks suitable for the chargers?
You sealed the main rift at Adamant, but the fortress is still a mess. Demons, Darkspawn, making knows what. I could take Rocky out there with some of the boys. They know how to bring down walls. We can't close rifts, but we can bury the bastards under a ton of rubble.
Sounds good.
We'll talk later.
You can probably do that. The Iron Bull, I think, has something for me. Hey, buddy, what's up?
Come on, Krem. I'm working my ass off trying to get you to see that move.
You still got plenty of arse left, Chief. Your worship.
Glad you came by. I got a letter from my contacts in the Ben Hasrath. Already verified it with Red.
Should this be private? Should we...
Do you want to discuss this alone?
Not like I was hiding it from my boys. Besides, right now, I need to hit something.
Okay.
You know they've got training dummies, Chief.
The training dummy might actually defend itself against the shield bash. Anyway, the Ben Hasrath letter.
What's in the letter?
What did the letter say?
The Ben Hasrath have been reading my reports. They don't like Corypheus or his Venatori. And they really don't like Red Lyrium. They're ready to work with us. With you, boss. The Qunari and the Inquisition joining forces.
I mean, she's gone with every other potential alliance so far, so why not?
That could be a powerful alliance.
My people have never made a full-blown alliance with a foreign power before. This would be a big step. They found a massive Red Lyrium shipping operation out on the coast.
They wanted us to hit it together. Talked about bringing in one of their dreadnoughts. Always wanted to see one of those big war ships in action.
Did you see that? Go get some water. They're worried about tipping the smugglers, so no army. My chargers, you, maybe some backup.
What are they offering?
What does this alliance really get us?
They wouldn't use the word alliance if they didn't mean it. Naval power. More Ben Hasrath reports. Qunari soldiers pointed at the Venatori. It could do a lot of good.
It could. It could also potentially give them a foothold in southern Thedas that they could exploit later to their own advantage. Speaking of, is there something wrong? Because you don't sound terribly enthusiastic about this.
You don't seem entirely happy about this.
No, I'm good. It's, I'm used to them being over there. It's been a while.
You don't want them to spread? Isn't that what Qunari are supposed to want?
I thought the Qunari wanted to extend their reach to the whole world.
Yeah. Just didn't think I'd see it.
Yeah, someday.
Look, the Qun answers a lot of questions. It's a good life for a lot of people. But it's a big change. And a lot of folks here wouldn't do so well under that kind of life. I guess it's not like we're converting. This is just us joining forces against Corypheus. On that front, I think we're good.
Okay. I mean, like, I think she trusts Iron Bull's judgment. If Iron Bull thinks this is an okay, like, this is something they should go for, then she'll do it. If, like, he seems a little bit nervous about it, but it seems to be more of a personal thing rather than, like, a political or military thing for him that he's worried about. So, yeah.
I think the Inquisition could use some help from the Qunari.
Good. I'll pass on word to Cullen and Red. We can set up the meeting whenever you're ready.
Alright, so that's a personal quest.
From Haven's fire come we, the able true, to Skyhold now of...
You have here with the champion off with the wardens.
There were wardens in Kirkwall, too.
Oh, piss, here we go.
No, it's better you not know. Let that weight be mine.
Yes, let it.
Okay. Let's find
I'll ask around again
Sarah.
tomorrow.
Thank you.
Sarah got anything new on her list? Religious book. It's working for Lady Inquisitor. Read it. Scratched out. Bored. Get Giselle to explain it. Scratched out. Bored. Sit in garden and think about it. Scratched out. Bored. Drink to Andraste. I feel like, see, this is one of the things I really like about Sarah is that she is actually, like, in some sense, she's struggling with a lot of this religious stuff too. She's just not doing it so overtly and openly as, like, Cassandra and Liliana are. But she is struggling with it a lot as well. Like, she's trying to hold on to these beliefs that she was raised with, where, like, the world made sense.
Have you seen otherwise?
Even in the face of all of this stuff that really doesn't make sense. Like, she's not the type of person, you know, like, she did not have... She wasn't raised with an education. She wasn't raised to be a critical thinker. She wasn't, like, she's not from that kind of a background. She was raised that, like, you know, this is the way the world works. This is the way it's always worked. This is what you should believe. And now a lot of stuff is happening that's forcing her to question that. And it, like, you can see her struggling with it. And I appreciate that that's happening with her. It makes her a really interesting character. Anyway, Sarah.
Heard what went on in that Fade thing? What you think went on? Can't even start to believe that business.
Yeah, it sucks.
I think a lot of people are having trouble with what went on there.
People going on about visions and piss when real people are gone. Dead, probably.
Yeah.
Stroud, yeah? Lost a serious mustache there.
Yeah, it's a good mustache.
A busted down bunch of wardens. And they're always weird. Usually, bad stuff happens first, so you're glad when the hero shows up. But wardens are the wrong way round. They're the good thing that means a bad thing is about to happen. Like in Denerim, when the Blight ended.
There's that, right? Where she's like, she was in Denerim 10 years ago. She was probably a kid. She's still pretty young. I mean, I can't imagine she was more than like 10 or 12 during the events of Dragon Age Origins. Like, that was that would have been a really shitty time to be a 12-year-old in Denerim. Like, that would have been really, really shitty. But yeah, so, like, what do you remember about that?
A lot happened in Denerim. What did you see?
People talked a lot about this one warden.
Yeah.
There was a big fight and they died, or, I don't know, maybe they didn't.
The hero of Ferelden. You forget the hero of Ferelden.
That was ages ago. 10 years. I was playing with small painted boxes and burying stuff I stole. I remember more people cringing about magic than Blight. Wardens were an excuse for your stuff to go missing. Blackwall's nice, though. Different from the adamant ones. Need more like him.
Okay. Fair enough, fair enough. Let's go hit up Cole. See if Cole has anything.
What did I tell you?
No. But you like demons. I enjoy the company of spirits, yes, which is part of why I do not abuse them with bindings.
It isn't abuse, if I ask.
Not always true.
Yes.
Also, I do not practice blood magic, which renders this entire conversation academic.
What's going on?
He won't bind me. He's a mage and he likes demons, but he won't help.
What?
Why would you want Solus to bind you?
So I'm safe. If Solus won't do the ritual to bind me, someone else could. Will. Like the Warden mages, and then I'm not me anymore. Walls around what I want. Blocking, bleeding, making me a monster.
Yeah, I would say that's true for everyone. Like, anybody could be corrupted that way.
A mage using blood magic could conceivably do that to any one of us, human or demon.
You should ask Solus to bind you too, and then someone can bind him.
No, dude, we'll protect you. It's fine.
We'll find a way to keep you safe without binding you, Cole.
I have a suggestion, if Cole is ready to listen. I recall stories of amulets used by Raveni seers to protect spirits they summoned from rival mages. A spirit, wearing an amulet of the Unbound, was immune to blood magic and binding. It should protect Cole as well. The resources of the Inquisition could be used to find such a talisman.
Good. They will not take me.
Okay. That we can do. I would like to see if Cole has anything else for me at the moment.
Skittish for days. What's up your crawl?
My what? It's nothing. It's just the figures we are courting, the power at play.
Still on about the champion. That's over and done.
The people on whom history pivots, their influence is felt even in their absence.
Right. Were you a philosopher or something useless like that?
Something like that.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Anything else?
It started out helping, taking the fear away. I won't take too much. I am not that.
Let's discuss Adamant.
What did you think about what happened at Adamant?
What do you want to hear?
I don't know. The fortress?
What did you think of the fortress itself?
It scared me before. I couldn't feel through the fear. This time it was sad. Too much pain, darkness. They die in waves against the wall, bleeding, but the blood inside is the same. No one should live there. Bad things happen.
Okay. Do you know what the divine was?
You saw the divine, or the spirit acting like her. What did you think she was?
Helpful.
That isn't an answer.
It was hers. Spirits aren't able to do what I do, but I can. I am me. She was her, whatever she was.
Okay. What about the wardens?
What did you think of the Grey Wardens?
They obeyed orders to hurt people they were supposed to protect. They were like the bad Templars. You should have banished them.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't, Cole. You were back in the Fade. How did that feel?
You seemed to be uncomfortable in the Fade.
Yes, wrought, right and rigid. Can't relax, can't release. Shouldn't have been there like that. Like looking at a picture of yourself, but you're a picture too. I wanted to flit, fly, flow back to freedom, but frozen instead, frightened. Not like that. It should be like me.
Yeah, sorry. The nightmare spoke to you, too.
The nightmare said terrible things to all of us. You included.
It said it was like me. No, I was like it. Worse, a lie, twisted to hurt, unless it isn't. I help the hurt, then make them forget, so I fly free. It steals their fear, gloating, gluttonous. I don't make them forget for me. It's for them, easier for them, but it's for me too, so I can wash clean. I'm not like it. I'm not. I'm me. And if I'm not, you'll stop me. You'll kill me.
Yeah. I mean, she doesn't want to, but she, like, yeah, if he turns into a demon, she will. Like, she would kill anybody who became a demon. Or an abomination.
If you start hurting innocent people, I'll kill you.
Good. Before was wrong. But that was when I didn't know. I can't not know again. No one gets hurt because of me.
No one?
Please.
No one will get hurt because of you, Cole.
How do you know?
No one is gonna get hurt because of you, Cole. I'm sorry. Sorry, kiddo. Alright. Last stop, I think. On this trip, anyway. See if Colin has anything new for me. Hello?
Inquisitor, if you're looking for the commander, he's gone to speak with Seeker Pentecost.
Okay. Alright. Sure. I think I know where they are. I mean, that doesn't really help Nadia that much because, like, well, where's Seeker Pentagast? Well, I guess she's over here.
I understand the Inquisition has tracked down the missing Seekers.
Yeah.
Care Oswin. I didn't see Ban Loren as the sort of nobleman that would become involved in this war. The sooner we go there, the sooner I can put this search behind me.
Okay.
That's enough for now.
Right, I have to actually
Another
go
time,
into the...
then.
I have to actually go into the building. I'm gonna go around this way, actually. I can go in that door, but... let's go in here first.
You asked for my opinion, and I've given it. Why would you expect it to change?
I expect you to keep your word. It's relentless. I can't...
You give yourself too little credit.
If I'm unable to fulfill what vows I kept, then nothing good has come of this. Would you rather save face than admit...
Hi.
Forgive me.
What?
And people say I'm stubborn. This is ridiculous. Cullen told you that he's no longer taking lyrium?
Yeah, and I think it's very brave of him.
Yes, and I respect his decision.
As do I. Not that he's willing to listen. Cullen has asked that I recommend a replacement for him.
What?
I refused. It's not necessary.
Agreed.
Besides, it would destroy him. He's come so far.
Yeah, why didn't he tell me about this since we were, like, smooching the other day? Why wouldn't he tell me?
Why didn't he come to me?
We had an agreement long before you joined us. As a Seeker, I could evaluate the dangers. And he wouldn't want to risk your disappointment.
I guess not, but, yeah, can we change his mind? Because, like, he just made a really good showing at Adamant, let me tell you. Like, he was great. He's literally doing nothing wrong. He does not need a replacement. Can we change his mind?
Is there anything we can do to change his mind?
If anyone could, it's you.
I mean, probably.
Mages have made their suffering known, but Templars never have. They are bound to the Order, mind and soul, with someone always holding their lyrium leash. Cullen has a chance to break that leash, to prove to himself, and anyone who would follow suit, that it's possible. He can do this. I knew that when we met in Kirkwall. Talk to him. Decide if now is the time.
Okay. I mean... yeah, I don't think there's any reason why he should start taking lyrium again. He's been fine this whole time. He must just be, you know, like, I know it's hard, but he's just got to keep up. Be strong, man, be strong. Whoa.
Maker's breath. I didn't hear you enter. Forgive me.
Please talk to me.
Cullen, if you need to talk.
You don't have to. I never meant for this to interfere.
Are you okay?
Are you going to be all right?
Yes. I don't know. You asked what happened to Ferelden's Circle. It was taken over by abominations. The Templars, my friends, were slaughtered. I was tortured. They tried to break my mind, and I... How can you be the same person after that? Still, I wanted to serve. They sent me to Kirkwall. I trusted my Knight Commander, and for what? Her fear of mages ended in madness. Kirkwall's Circle fell. Innocent people died in the streets. Can't you see why I want nothing to do with that life?
Yes. That's very understandable.
Of course I can.
Don't. You should be questioning what I've done. I thought this would be better. That I would regain some control over my life, but these thoughts won't leave me. How many lives depend on our success? I swore myself to this cause. I will not give less to the Inquisition than I did to Chantry. I should be taking it. I should be taking it.
I love this moment. It's one of my favorites in the entire game. And, yeah, I mean, he made the decision to stop taking lyrium in the first place. He wanted to stop taking lyrium. He wanted to. He made that decision that he was going to do that. And now he's questioning that decision. But, like, I don't think that he's changed his mind necessarily. I think he's just, having, he's very conflicted, obviously, and having to deal with these withdrawal things. And, so, I think Nadia wants to know what it is that he wants, because this is quite apart from the Inquisition and his duty and his job, right? This is about him. This is about his personal health and well-being. And like that is more important. Like, you can devote yourself to a cause, but it doesn't help anybody if you kill yourself while doing it. Or or destroying his own health and well-being is not, like, that's not what we're here for. That's not what the Inquisition is here for. She's not going to ask that of anybody, let alone somebody she has come to care about as deeply as she has Cullen.
This doesn't have to be about the Inquisition. Is this what you want?
No. But these memories have always haunted me. If they become worse, if I cannot endure this.
No, you can, though. It's fine.
You can.
All right.
I've always wished that there was a little bit more of a romance twist to that conversation when you're in a romance with him. But I kind of understand why there's not, for various reasons. But regardless of that, it's still one of the best moments in the entire game. One of the most affecting moments in the entire game. And I hope it was worth it going a little bit longer on this episode. I didn't realize I was at that point yet. But I hope it was worth it going a little bit longer on this episode to get that quest done. And then next episode, I should be able to go running around out in the world again, I hope. So yeah, as always, if you like what you see, please like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next episode. Later.